Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Billyon Richardson with NIM 21030500001, and today I'm going to discuss about journal. The title is The Effect of Multipass Strategy on Students' Reading Comprehension at Senior High School Level. Without wasting the time, let me begin the discussion. This research aimed to investigate the effects of the multipass strategy on students' reading comprehension at Madrasah Aliyah Hidayat Muttadin, or we can short it MAAM. The method of this study was quasi-experimental research by post-test only. The subject of this research was the second year student of MAAM, with the total population was 42 students and the sample was 42 students. The data were collected by using a test and analyzed by using a t-test formula. The results showed that there was a significant effect of using multipass strategy on students' reading comprehension at Madrasah Aliyah Hidayatul Muqtadiin. The table of content that we are going to discuss is first the introduction, the method, and the finding and discussion. Our first discussion is introduction. Let me begin. Reading is one of the subjects to get information and knowledge about everything the reader desire and get the message or information from written text. Now, reading is a fluent process of readers combining information from the text and their background knowledge. And the main thing we should consider is reading comprehension, which is understanding the text that has been read by the reader. Now, comprehension involves understanding vocabulary, relationship among words, organizing idea, etc. Now, reading skill is very important because it is one of the four language skills that should be mastered and the basic tool of education. Now, because of this, it needs a serious intention in learning reading from both learner and teacher. Now, teacher must help the learner because this is the challenging act for them to teach reading, the kind of method they use, and kind of reading text they will give them. Now, there are some key principles in teaching reading. A. Exploit the reader background knowledge. A reader background knowledge is very important because it is include all the experience that our reader bring to a text. Now, teacher must be careful with incorrect background knowledge because it can give the reader misconception. This misconception may interfere with reading passage on it. B. Build a strong vocabulary base. Basic vocabularies should be explicitly taught, and second language reader should be taught to use contests to efficiently guess the meaning or less frequent vocabulary because they stress the great the great need for a teaching program to build general basic vocabulary. Now, the ways to enhance vocabulary is by asking three questions from Nation. The first is, what vocabulary do my learners need to know? And second, how will they learn this vocabulary? And the third is, how can I be the best test to see what they need to know and what they know. C. Teach for comprehension. Monitoring comprehension is essentially to successful reading. A part of the monitoring process includes verifying that the prediction being made are correct and checking that the reader is making the necessary adjustment when meaning is not obtained. Now, in order to teach for comprehension, reading must monitor their comprehension process and be able to discuss with the teacher or fellow reader what strategy they use to comprehend. D. Work in increasing reading rate. Now, the biggest difficulty in the second language reading classroom is a fluent in reading. The teacher must work toward finding a balance between assisting students to improve their reading rate and developing reading comprehension skill. Now, it is very important to understand that it is not to develop speed reader, but it is to teach reader to reduce their dependence on a dictionary. E. Teach reading strategy. Strategy are a tool for active self-directed involvement that is necessary for developing community ability. Now, teaching strategy should be a prime consideration in the reading classroom because to achieve the desired result, students need to learn how to use a range of reading strategy that match their purpose of reading. F. Encourage reader to transform strategies into skill. Now, strategy can be defined as a conscious action that learners take to achieve desired goal or objective. While it is a skill is a strategy that has become automatic as a learner consciously learn and practice specific reading strategy, the strategy move from consciousness to unconsciousness and from strategy to skill. As the ability to guess unfamiliar vocabulary from context become automatic, the reader move from using consciousness strategy to unconscious skill. This good goal for explicit strategy is instruction is to move reader from conscious control of reading strategy to unconscious control used for reading skill. G. Build assessment and evaluation into your teaching. Assessing growth and development in reading skills require time and training. Now, both quantitative and qualitative assessment activities should be included in the reading classroom. The quantitative assessment while will include information from reading comprehension tests and reading rate data. Now, the for qualitative information can include reading journal responses, reading interest survey, and respond to the reading strategy checklist. H. Strive for continuous improvement as a reading teacher. Now, the quality of individual teacher is integral to success on second or foreign language reader. Now, reading teacher need to be passionate about their work. They should view themselves as a facilitator, helping each reader discover what works best. Now, based on the preliminary research of MHM, many students have difficulties in comprehending text. Now, they feel difficult to find the main idea, synonym, antonym, detailed information, and even reference. Those conditions lead to the assumption that one of the factors influence the student failure is inappropriate strategy used in reading. One of the strategy which can deal for reading in multipass strategy is multipass strategy. Now, multipass is a strategy to improve reading comprehension, learning acquisition, generalization, and paraphrasing skill step approach from systematic rereading of expository text. Now, the advantage of multipass strategy is that registration of information in long-term memory is enhanced by going over the reading several times with different goal and mind. Now, in addition, the approach may be used to improve understanding of reading in a variety of subjects. Similarly, it may be used for reading textbook assignments such as journal, article, and other form of text. The second discussion is method. Let me begin. In this study, the writer used quasi-experimental design with post-test only design. To apply this research, the writer took two classes, science class and as experimental class, and social class as control class. The writer gave them post-test to find out the effect of the strategy applied by the researchers. Now, during the treatment, the writer cooperated with the observer to monitor in teaching learning process. The objective of the research was the effect of using multipass on reading comprehension in oratory exposition text of the second year student at MAHM. Cluster random sampling was used to determine the sample. Then, by using lottery, it was decided that science class was as an experimental class and another one was a control class. Now, to collect data of the student reading comprehension after being taught by using multipass strategy, the writer used a test because the method chosen by writer is quasi-experimental by post-test design. Now, the task was given once after 6 times of treatment. In giving the assessment, the writer correlated into the goal of purpose of the reading in curriculum. The data of the student post-test of experimental and control group were analyzed by using statistical analysis. The different mean is analyzed by using Tugas formula. The third and the last discussion is about finding and discussion. Let me begin. The researcher taught directly for 6 meetings in experimental class. The procedure of implementing multipass strategy are: first, the teacher asks students to read an assignment to get an overview of the topic. At this stage, students should read fast the text to get an overview or general idea. Second, the teacher asks students to detect the organization of the text. At this stage, students should understand organization of the text. Third, the teacher asks the student to read comprehension question. Fourth, the teacher asks the student to guess an answer based on their reading of the text. Here, the student will try to make an answer of the question from their previous reading. Fifth, the teacher asks students to confirm their guess with a rereading of the passage. After answering the question, the student should reread the text to make sure that their answer is correct. The last is sixth. The teacher asks students to prepare for text by quizzing themselves on comprehension question. The important thing that should not be neglected by the teacher before practice is that he or she should model how to do the procedure. In conclusion, the student reading comprehension of oratory exposition text taught by multipass strategy was categorized into enough level. The student reading comprehension of oratory exposition text taught without using multipass strategy was categorized into less level. There is a significant effect between students reading comprehension of oratory exposition text who are taught by using multipass strategy and those who are taught without using multipass strategy. Students who were taught by using multipass strategy seems to get faster in finishing the task than those who were not. Alright, I think that's all for my video. Thank you very much for your kind attention to watch and listen to my video. I'm very sorry if my discussion is very not good and I have some mispronunciation in some of the discussion. Thank you very much for your kind attention to watch my video. Wabillahi taufiq walhidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.